Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glass Man here, and you're watching the Glass Man's World. We are live. We're back once again, about to get ready for Balloon Fiesta. Getting ready to go crew with Polar Dawn and the rest of our crew all week, starting Saturday, except tomorrow. Unofficially, Balloon Fiesta starts with Albuquerque Aloft, which is a hot air balloon event. They launch balloons from different schools all around Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this morning I shared a video to let y'all know where you can see the different schools, the different balloons at the different schools, which balloons and pilots are participating at which schools. So if you want to check that out, go to the Glassman's World on YouTube and check out the last video I posted on balloons or Albuquerque Aloft is what that video is, and it'll give you all the list. I basically read the entire list out. So today it's basically crunch time. We're trying to make as many balloons as we possibly can before the event kicks off here this weekend. That way we can start selling these balloons, pretty much start selling out all these balloons. We'll sell them all. I know for sure I won't have enough to sell throughout the week. Probably by midweek, I'll be done with the inventory that I've made. They'll all be sold out, unless there are going to be a few balloons that will be over at I believe at El Pinto, at their patio market. They're going to be having a market there. People will show up and watch the balloon fiesta all week during during the event, and they let me get this on too. Maybe we can get some balloons in the background. And they have a market there. A lot of vendors. A lot of people will be setting up. Um, to sell things, and one of my friends will be setting up selling all of the balloons. So we have an entire case right here of balloons all ready to go, guys. Let me see if I can open this safely. So this whole entire case right here, all full of balloons, all ready to go. Lots of balloons, guys. And I even have the Polar Dawn balloon. As you can see, we got the Polar Dawn balloon. That's this one right here. So we have the $40 version of it, which shows on the top. It's got the little white dots there to represent the mama and baby polar bear. That's on the top. And then it's got all the stripes. It's got the skirting and everything on it. It's got all the colors that are part of Polar Dawn. But then I figured out how to make a generic version of it, so I can still get rid of these ones at a very affordable price. So instead of $40 for the custom ones here, if you want a balloon custom made, I can make one for you for $40, or you can get the generic ones for like $20 to $30. So we'll probably do these ones here because these are super nice still. They don't have all the colors you can see. It doesn't. It's not as nice and fancy. It doesn't have the blue top either. But that represents the Polar Dawn balloon that you see me wearing right here. And then we have a whole bunch of just generic balloons. Lots of different types of balloons here. Beautiful color balloons. All kinds. A huge assortment of just different balloons all over. You like reds, you like blues, you like greens, whatever your fancy is. I'll have I'll have some of these available, but most of them are going to be going with my friend. I tied up some of them, so I have like maybe a dozen of them that I'm going to carry and keep with me, and that way I can sell every day on hand. But these are all pretty much going to him. The only ones I'm keeping are are the Polar Dawn balloons in here. All the rest are pretty much going to him, except for the ones that I've already set aside. And then we have this one here, the special one. I'll just keep that one here with the card because I won't be vending anytime soon. But I took this card out to show, to represent kind of what I can do. And then I found a whole bunch of other balloon stuff. So yeah, let's try to set this up again. We got the balloon and the card right next to one another. I don't know if I can set that up or not. Whatever. Like here. No? Okay. It's kind of a... Alright, let me close this so I don't accidentally drop all these balloons and break them. I'm going to be delivering these here in just a moment, actually. Uh-oh. There we go. Nice. So we got them in a really nice sturdy case here. So they're all ready to go. One other thing I've been working on, repairing my guitar bridge. Just something random to show you guys, but check it out. Look at that. We got the template all ready. Look at that. All ready to go. So I just need to drill the holes now and shape it all perfectly to get it to be that same form. So I've been working on that a lot too. So hopefully I'll get the guitar running here soon. But let's get started on making some balloons. So we can just add more to the collection here. And, let me take a peek and see what colors we may want to make real quick. It's hard to see with these dark glasses here. But let me just take a quick look. I can tell that I definitely want more of these ones here, these white and blue. They really stick out. We probably need more. We need more of everything. I just need to make more of all of these. Here, I'm going to leave this open, put on the floor, and I can just kind of reference the colors there. All right. So greens and yellows, blues and whites. Okay, here we go. Let's find some blue here. Is that a good blue? That's a beautiful blue. Excellent. Blue and white. Perfect. All right, let's get things started, guys. And then also I've been replicating balloons. So if you need a balloon made, you want one replicated from balloon cards, I can really make some pretty amazing detailed balloons. This one has so many colors. This one was ridiculous. This one's known as Piano Man, which actually our pilot used to own this balloon, flew it over Mount Kilimanjaro, and now another individual has purchased it, and she also owns this balloon here. So you'll see that balloon. It's very similar to ours, but it's not. Difference in colors. And you'll see that balloon up in the air. And then she has another balloon, which I actually need to try to make these again, but with a lighter blue. I basically just started with the thick cobalt chunk of blue here. And as you can see, it's already really dark. And it needs to be lighter. So what I need to do is use this over clear glass and it'll thin it out. And then it'll look blue instead of black. So we're going to remake these. I may actually hold on to these if the pilot doesn't want them once I replicate those. Maybe we should try to do that. But those are pretty simple. I believe it was a little white, yellow, orange. White, yellow, red, or white, yellow, orange? Huh. Now I'm trying to remember. Is that red or is it orange? That makes a huge difference. So maybe we won't replicate those now because I'm using my phone here and I'm live, and I won't be able to reference those to see. But let's get this started here. We'll clean this off, make sure we don't got any fingerprints or dust, dirt, debris. Always using the Norwex OptiCloth. You guys need to get the Norwex cloth. I really need to actually put up the Norwex OptiCloth link on every video that I'm using this in. That's for sure. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to do some generic balloons real quick. Now, I'm thinking about like trying to do that balloon with the white, yellow, and I think it's a red, but it almost looks orange because it's next to the yellow. But I'm pretty sure it's red. And maybe I can get this screen on here. Oh, we lost our Smokey the Bear. Okay, cool. Here, maybe we'll be able to pull it up real quick. It's going to take a moment, so we're just going to make a balloon real quick. So, and I see someone's watching. Good morning. I see Deanne's watching. Hello, hello. So, I'm planning on coming by to visit. So, making some of these last minute ones to add to the collection of all the balloons that I got ready to go. We're going to add a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. And let me check to see if now I'm trying to remember, did I use this one color of each? Yeah, one color of each. Alright, that makes it simple. Sometimes I do two colors, but we'll do one color of each. We're going to go white on this side. You know, we're going to actually go two colors on this one. Two colors on each side, or a total of four lines, or four stringers. So blue and white. The stringers are a little bit thin, so I figure if I add double the color, I won't have to spin it up so much, and it won't have to thin out so much. All right, here we go. Now we're going to twist this up. We're going to get the spiral. So we're replicating this one here. I just want to make sure we have several of each one because I put some aside and I sold some last weekend. So I just want to try to have at least like 4 or 5 of each color of each pattern that I have. So that way there's a good selection for El Pinto and the market there, the patio market. All right, so now I'm going to heat this up, and then I'm going to attach this punchy here, and we're going to allow this hand to just hold this in place while this hand over here is continuously spinning, as you can see. And it's going to spin up this glass right here. So I attach it right there, and it's already molten, so then it starts to twist up on itself. And being that I had the 2 colors on each side, I don't have to twist it too much. Bam, and then we go opposite. Now I spin the other finger to really get that twist on the bottom to all come together with the rest of it. Keep it nice and straight. So as I'm twisting it, I don't want it to get all wobbly and funky. So then you can see the spiral in there. Morning, Jan. See you're watching as well. So we only got one more day until Balloon Fiesta, guys. Unofficially, it starts tomorrow with an event called called Albuquerque Aloft. Now this event, it's at a lot of different schools around Albuquerque. A lot of different elementary schools participate. They invite balloonists to come in, set up their balloons on the, in the playgrounds and the grass fields and stuff. And so as the parents are dropping off their kids at school, or as kids are just barely arriving at like 6:45, 7 a.m. in the morning, there's going to be balloons setting up at different schools. There's around 200 participating pilots that'll be at all these different schools. And I just uploaded a video onto YouTube, Albuquerque Aloft, so you can see it's a live video. And I read through the entire list of all the schools that are participating, of all the 200 different pilots. So some of the locations that I read off were identical, or exactly the same, because there might be like 3 or 4 pilots at the same school. But you can check out that video and see exactly which schools are participating, and whether or not your child's school will be a part of that tomorrow morning at 6:45. Now, some of them will be launching from the schools, and some will just stay stagnant, or what we call a static burn, and they just stand up the balloon and then they just stay there. But some will be lifting off and launching from the different schools. So, it all depends on the pilot. Pretty much. The pilot's the person who says what goes on, do this, do that, whatever needs to be done. We're going to fly or we're not going to fly. And if he decides to fly, then the crew has to chase. That's our job, to make sure that we follow the balloon in the sky, and we are right there. If we are an excellent chase crew, then we'll be right there when the balloon comes down, and we'll be able to actually jump out of the vehicle and catch the balloon and help it descend back to Earth and land safely without, dragging through a bunch of, we're landing in the mesa, which is like these open fields of land. You don't know if there's rocks, if there's cactus, if there's poles sticking up. Like, there can be all kinds of different hazards and different things when you're landing. The biggest thing is making sure you're not going into any power lines or telephone poles. No areas like that. You don't want to land a balloon in places that you're then locked out of. There's a lot of different like ranch land and farmland around here. And you don't want to get yourself stuck in a field where you can't get into the gate, because then that's really difficult to have to, you then like lift off again. Hey, good morning. I see my sister Gina's watching. And so we have to then, if we're like stuck in someone's random property and there's no way to get into the gate, then we have to actually keep the pilot and whoever was flying in there with the pilot. We keep them in the balloon. The pilot hits the burner several times to make the balloon lighter and to start to lift up again. And then we gently like get the balloon, and there's handles on it. So you lift it up by the handle, and as it's lighter, you basically lift the balloon and help assist it over the fence or whatever. So we can get out of those things, but we have to then jump a fence and get into the property. And, at that point, you don't know what you're getting into. You could be getting into a property where there's loose dogs or something. But it's a really amazing experience. I'm really hoping that one of these years, my sister will actually come and be a part of this event and join us and come and crew every morning, or I don't know about every morning. It's hard, but it's worth it, to actually get to experience working with the crew, chasing, following the balloonists and everything. It's really an amazing experience. And then if you're there with us all week, it's highly likely, there's 9 days out of flying, and we only have like 3 or 4 main individuals on our crew, and then we'll have some other individuals who come out to help out. And these individuals, they may only come out for a day or two, so they don't usually get a flight. It's those of us who are out there all week, we end up getting offered a free flight with the pilot, and it's a private flight, which is amazing. To get a private flight, you know how much that's worth, flying out of Balloon Fiesta Park with all the other hundreds of balloons and being part of Dawn Patrol. So we're actually only like one of like a dozen balloons in the beginning of the day until the rest of the mass ascension takes off and all the balloons, all the rest of them lift off into the sky. So Dawn Patrol is a very special part of Balloon Fiesta, and actually, I don't think it is officially a part of the event because the opening ceremony happens, and then that's when they do the mass ascension. We're already up in the air at that point. Let me add this here, this rod to the top here, and we'll turn this into a loop. Just add this rod here. It's like a 6mm rod. Just attach it to the top and then bend it over, and then attach the very ends. I got to flame cut it and attach all at once, just like that. And now you can see it looks all like, oh, what's that? You messed it up. But no, all part of the process. Oh, are we on? Okay, so that's on. We might be able to look up that balloon here. We'll see, it's in my Facebook Messenger. We'll see if I can pull it up here in a moment. So yeah, if you come out and crew for like an entire week with us, you'll pretty much be guaranteed a ride. But I can't say that. I'm not the pilot. The pilot isn't going to take anyone up in the air who he's not comfortable with. Who he doesn't want to be in the air with someone who's, like not that friendly or not a good, not good company. Because you're stuck with just one other person up in the air. And then at times, you also got to keep in mind that the pilot's like listening in. He's got an earpiece in. So he's listening in to different radios. He's got us on a radio. He's got the FAA on the radio, so he can hear, flight instructions if we need to stay away from places or anything that's going on the field, or different things like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's a really amazing event. It's an international event, so it's worldwide. We get to be seen on the cameras a lot of the times. Like every day, Dawn Patrol is always seen. Whether or not we individually are seen, that's a whole different thing. But Dawn Patrol, our balloon here that I'm wearing, you'll see this every morning, so be sure to look out for Dawn Patrol. We'll be launching from row M, from launch space number 6 or launch site number 6. So M6. If you're out on the field, come find us. at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., before 6 a.m. Find us at 5 a.m. You know, like you'll have to be in the parking lot by like 4:20. So do your thing, then get onto the field as quickly as you can. I don't know how long the wait is to get into line. Like once you're shuttled from the parking lot and then shuttled to the main entrance, I have no idea how long it takes to get into the field, guys. You know, we're like rock stars. We come in through the back entrance. We're like in the backstage. So there's no one else allowed through that entrance unless you're a pilot or crew. And we are only allowed to bring like one or two other vehicles besides the actual chase van. So, you know, we all have to pack in like a bunch of, it's like a clown car. It's a fun experience every day to watch how many people can pop out of this vehicle. And every day we'll have new individuals joining us. Like I said, not everyone will be able to make it every day. I'm going to do my best to be there every single day of Balloon Fiesta, which is very tiring. We wake up at like, I'll be up at like 2:30 in the morning, getting prepared, making sure that I have, you know, I wake up in time and maybe have a little breakfast, try to get my appetite going at that early of a time. You know, make sure I got all of my layers ready. I got to have my thermals on because it gets really cold in the morning. The field usually is kind of wet, so you want to have really good warm socks. You want to have good boots. Make sure you're not wearing any thin shoes or sneakers, guys. The grass is wet in the morning from just the morning dew, just from the natural dew that collects, you know, from the night. Maybe they water the grass in the evening as well, and it doesn't dry out overnight. But usually they try not to have the fields muddy. They want them to be dry because they don't want the vans to get stuck. All the chase vans, if it's muddy on the ground, then it creates a really, really bad problem. And a lot of individuals get stuck in the mud, and people have to then get pulled out, and that becomes ridiculous. And it's a muddy experience, and you tracking mud into the vehicle all day, and it's not good. So they do their best to keep the field dry. But like I said, don't wear thin shoes. Don't wear open-toe sandals. Like you can bring them with you so when it warms up later on, then switch out your shoes, you know, and bring empty backpacks. So that way you can put your jacket in there or your sweaters, your coats, all your extra layers, because you don't want to then be carrying it all in your hands and have your hands full while you're trying to eat your breakfast burrito or drink your coffee or whatever you're going to be having on field. You got to have green chili breakfast burritos. And some people make a buffalo burrito, breakfast of buffurito is what they call it, the breakfast buffurito with green chili. There's all kinds of crazy stuff to try out there. And then they got your normal stuff, you know, your pizza, your ice cream, your pretzels, your corn dogs, burritos, probably burritos and tacos, being that we're here in Albuquerque. All kinds of good food. It's pricey, but it's good. And what's cool is when we crew, we get to be part of the pilot tent. Now, that's if and only if it's not hectic. So never on a Saturday or Sunday. Usually never. There's never enough people on the crew. Uh-oh. I'm dropping my money. All right. These are my Hollywood dollars. I don't know if you can read that. It says that this note is not legal tender. It's only made for motion picture or something like that. Those are like Monopoly movie money. I try to keep little props up here, little things so there's visuals, but that's kind of in my way right now. All right, let's make a couple more of these since I have the blue and the white out. And now that the color will be a little bit thicker here, I'll only use one line on each side instead of two. Although doing the two, it's nice as well. And it's only like, what, a minute longer on each one. It's not like it takes forever to make these things. And then like, oh, I added one extra color. You know, it's not really that much of a deal. So, you know, maybe some will be less color, some will be more color, whatever. All right, but getting back to Balloon Fiesta and crewing. So every morning we get out to the field by like 5 o'clock. If we can get out there a little bit sooner and earlier, then we may be able to have time to walk from the middle of the field all the way to the end of the field to the pilot tent. And you have to have these special pins to get in. So, and the pilot doesn't have pins for everyone. So, you know, only a few of us will be able to get in there. And at that point, then we can help ourselves to different foods. So they'll have breakfast items for us, and usually Krispy Kreme donuts is one of the big sponsors. So we always have like a bunch of donuts throughout the week. I tend to drink a lot of hot cocoa throughout the week and staying warm in the morning. And then, you know, sometimes they'll have like breakfast burritos, which is nice. They usually have these waffles. And then they'll give you a little package of peanut butter, and that's pretty good. Waffles and peanut butter. Sometimes they do Frito pie in the morning, and that's weird, having like a Frito pie at like 5 a.m. Because we have to get there early. You know, everyone else, they have a whole hour after us. You know, we launch at 6. When we launch, that's when Mass Ascension starts, and all the other balloons all start to lift up at once. And you'll get row after row after row. You start from row A all the way to Z, I believe. I think they go all the way to Z. So there's 26 rows on that field, all different balloons lining up. And as soon as one row of like, I don't know, maybe a dozen, like we're M6, so we're going to be in the middle. They're probably like till M12 or M whatever, all the way to the end of the field. Maybe M15, M20. I don't know if it's that big. But we're M6. I'd say like, yeah, maybe M12, M15. They'll launch us in rows. So Dawn Patrol, you know, all of us will go up all together in one row. It's a Mass Ascension balloon glow in the sky. We are the only balloons that actually fly in the dark. And we give a beautiful show in the sky of a flying balloon glow. We are the only ones that do that. Dawn Patrol. Everyone else launches when the sun comes up. So we're up in the air by 6 a.m. And we'll be launching from M6. So you can come out and find us. You know, stay behind the lines. You know, if your family or your friends, if you're friends of us or family, you know, like, of course, come in, say hello. We'll tell you where you can stand closely and safely. You'll be able to get the best photos out of everyone there. And if you get there early enough and you're not a part of any friends or family or whatever, you're just a random stranger from around the world somewhere or whatever. But if you're right there, we'll make sure that you get the front row seat. We'll have you be a body barrier. Use your bodies with your friends, and we'll have you all line up right there. Make sure no one gets in front of you. That way they don't cross this line right here. No one can cross this line. You are the line. So if you get there early enough, we'll make you be the line there to block off everyone else, and you'll have a special assignment of making sure no one else gets in front of you. And And then it keeps everything nice and safe, keeps everyone away from the fan. There's a fan going that helps to inflate the balloon in the morning. We don't want anyone to get too close to that and have you know, loose clothing or anything, hair, whatever, to get sucked into a fan, and have a bad day like that. So we gotta work with a lot of safe precautions in the morning. Doing safety at 5 a.m. We're all barely barely waking up, so it's kind of a crazy day. But some of us like me can just go off of like 4 hours sleep every night and not worry and be fully alert, wake up, bam, all ready to go. Some people, they need coffee in the morning to get their, you know, they need some of that Folgers in their cup, right? I don't know if you like Folgers. I don't know what you drink. Einstein, get some Starbucks. So, yeah, it's a crazy experience to have to wake up every morning at like by 2, 3 o'clock, so you can jump out of bed, get ready to go. Maybe not even have breakfast because it's too early, and hope that you can get into that pilot tent. But usually, we don't have enough time. We get there on the field at 5 a.m. and right away we got to start unloading. The only times when we have a little bit of a break is if the clouds have come in, if we think there might be rain or it's too windy. Then we're kind of like just standing around waiting. Are we going to get the go-ahead to fly or not? And just because it's raining doesn't mean they won't fly. If there's a little bit of a sprinkle, it's not going to be that bad. It's all about looking at the weather forecast to predict, is it going to clear up or not? You don't want to then fly and then get stuck in a thunderstorm. That wouldn't be good. You don't want to get swept up in any kind of crazy winds or tornadoes or anything. Last year that crazy storm came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it. The meteorologists, all the weather people on field, all the on-field meteorologists had no warning. They did not know, and all of a sudden they had to call for emergency evacuation, get everyone off the field, and then they couldn't get everyone off the field. They were trying to get buses onto the field as everyone was leaving, and it created this like cluster. And basically, people got stuck on the field, and so then they were like bringing people into like the pilot tent and all these pavilions and the tents and all these different things to try to save everyone. And I think they got some of the buses onto the field, but they couldn't get them off because there was too many people in traffic, that they just had people get onto the buses to get out of the rain. And that was a crazy night that they were doing a special shaped balloon glow where they had some of the largest balloons out there, and they all got soaked and wet. And our mayor had to ask some of the city facilities if they could open up, like the Albuquerque, the pit, which is like a huge indoor basketball arena, Tingley Coliseum, which is a huge event arena. It's where we do the Gathering of Nations powwow and a lot of concerts, the monster truck jam, a lot of different things there. So, and then other, like at UNM, they had people in the gym there, at Johnson Field Gym, all over the place. The Rail Yards Market downtown, I believe they opened up that to balloonists, so they could then take their balloons, their wet balloons from the field, pack them up somehow, get them into their chase vehicle, their trailers or whatever, unload them again. So after, like, oh my gosh, you unload your balloon thinking, all right, let's have a good balloon glow tonight, let's have fun. And then you have to pack up the balloon in a hurry because crazy rain and thunderstorm comes out of nowhere. And then you pack it up all crazy to rush somewhere in town where it's all, at this point it's like 10 o'clock, it's midnight, to where then you got to go and load the balloon once again, to set it up at like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, to try to open it up, air it out, hit it with the burners, get it all aired out, dry off everything you can, all of your equipment and everything, so then you could then try to make it out for the next morning. I don't know if anyone was able to dry out their balloon and then make it onto field the next morning, because, like I said, we're out there driving onto field at 4:20 in the morning to get there by 5, on field by 5, so then we can be launching by 6 a.m. We are unloading at 5 a.m. So, and that's dawn patrol. So you then, other balloons would have 1 more hour. So instead of rushing and getting on field by 5, other balloonists will rush and get on field by like 6 or maybe by 7, because they launch them in the rows. Like I said, they'll start from one way. As soon as those balloons are gone, another crew, another balloon team comes in, lays out their balloon, and starts to inflate right where balloons just launched from. So it's a continuous thing all day until, well, not all day, but all morning until, I don't know, I'd say till about 8:30, and then you pretty much don't have any balloons launching at that point. Pretty much like between 6 and 7 is the major time that balloons launch. And if they're not in the air by like 8, they're really not going to go up. Maybe 8:30 pushing it. So then you have all those balloons up in the air. They're all circling around. It's such a beautiful event. So much fun. Here, let's watch an event here. This is Balloon Fiesta Live. Let's see if I can mute it as well. Hello. Getting any sort of action here? This computer's so slow. All of my computers are so slow. They're like from the 80s. They're like Commodore 64s over here. Okay, it's muted and it's replaying. Let me enlarge it now to full screen. All right, so you'll probably start seeing some of the beginning of Dawn Patrol and stuff like that. So let's see, what else can I talk about while we're working on these? Balloon Fiesta. So it unofficially starts tomorrow with the Albuquerque Aloft. Saturday is opening day. It's going to be packed. But the following Saturday is going to be even more packed than ever. We're going to have record-breaking attendance at Balloon Fiesta this year because of the annular eclipse that's happening. So that Saturday, I believe at like 9 a.m., they're predicting that this eclipse is going to be 100% visible at that point. So by like 8:30 in the morning, it's already going to be in motion, and we're going to be up in the air. Whether or not I'll be in the air with the pilot, we only get one passenger to fly with him. So I don't know if I'll be up, but I would love to be up for the eclipse. You know who, if anyone's most deserving, would be our crew captain. But, oh yeah, she can't stay the whole time. She'll be gone. That opens it up for me. I volunteered. I volunteered. Let me try to close this McAfee thing here. John McAfee. He's still all around, right? Always watching. There you go. All right, so this is Art Lloyd Jr. and Glenn Moyer. They are the hosts of Balloon Fiesta Live. I would highly recommend getting to Balloon Fiesta Live. Go to Balloon Fiesta Live, watch their shows every morning. You can see us live. So right now they're doing a commentary as we are on the field right now. I don't know if they have a time clock here to show you what time it is, but it's probably like 5 a.m., 5:30, maybe closer to 6. We're getting ready to launch. I'm guessing. So probably once the cameras go to the field, is when Dawn Patrol balloons are already inflated and standing up. They usually don't watch us inflate and do all that. We're not really like I said, we're not part of the Balloon Fiesta show, but then we kind of are. We just don't. We happen right before the Star Spangled Banner. So we're like, the Star Spangled Banner is a special presentation during the event to then open the event. So we are a very special presentation, you know, like the not the Star Spangled Banner, but like it, where we launch before everyone else, and we become like the indicators for where the wind is going to take all the rest of the balloons. At which altitude do the wind directions change and all of that. So it's an awesome experience to be a part of Dawn Patrol and Balloon Fiesta and everything. It's a worldwide event. These individuals right here, these two, they're seen throughout the whole entire world. So many individuals are watching that. And we're part of that event as well. So we'll be seen here in just a little bit. I'm sure that the cameras will start rolling onto field. Keep an eye out for this balloon right here. So we've been flying Polar Dawn, this balloon right here, I would say for about 5 years now. And before that was Missing Bear. And maybe it's been more years than that, because I think I'm like on year 8 or 9, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know when I officially started crewing with Balloon Fiesta. It's possible that I could go through all of our messages and find out when my friend asked me to come out and crew for the very first time. It's possible. I don't know if he sent me through Messenger or if it was just a post on Facebook. That he just put a random post, hey, we're looking for volunteers. Message me for details. Which we may actually need a couple volunteers towards the end of the week, and maybe even for Saturday for that eclipse. But I'm not 100% sure. So during this week, I'll find out more information. If we do need volunteers, I may put a call out, but pretty much we'll be making a call out for friends, family, people that we know and trust, people that we want to share the experience with. Like if my family was in town, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. Like, let's go. Let's definitely have you on board, And then also, at some point, we got to make sure that my family gets to make it and be a part of it. My daughter has the whole entire week off next week for a fall break. And they're doing parent-teacher conferences and things, which I don't know if I'm even going to be able to make it to parent-teacher conferences because it's during Balloon Fiesta. But we can do it online, I guess, over the phone online or something like that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out who's going to be with us all week and everything like that. Let's see. How long have we been live? 50 minutes. And we've only made, what, 2 of these so far? Like, seriously, was I talking that long before I actually got started working? Is this really the second one only? But I thought I'd have a lot more made in an hour. So I'm trying to make some of these. And maybe what it is I'll just have to take some of these for next week or whatever. Because I need to find out, is my friend going to be setting up every day or just on Friday evening? Because there's already an event every Friday at El Patio, and they've been setting up there. But during Balloon Fiesta, I would assume that they're going to have an event every night for Balloon Fiesta. I would. All right, so there we are. Oh, that's not us. That's very similar. Let's see, we're usually next to Flying Oasis, so I think we're right here. So look in this area right here. There we are. Whoa. Solar Dawn. For Dawn Patrol. Alright. We need to make a different color now. We'll go with the green and yellow, I guess. So we got 2 of those. So there's at least 4 or 5 of the blue and white. And then I think I only see like 2, maybe 3. Yeah, there's only 2 of the green and yellow, and those are really nice. I like that. Good morning, Amy. See you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. So we're live here on YouTube, The Glassman's World, and also live on Facebook, Dan the Glassman. So I'm just working on some balloons today and talking about Balloon Fiesta. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of event that they're going to have in the morning. They used to do a laser light show, and they got rid of the lasers because they determined that the lasers were damaging the balloons or aging them, or like, you know, it could cause some serious issues. So they stopped with the lasers, and now they're doing drones. But you can't fly drones when balloons are flying because that's another danger. So they do the drone show in the morning at about 5:45, like 5:40, 5:45, right before Dawn Patrol goes up in the morning. So as soon as that's over, then that's when we go up in the air. And this is Dawn Patrol right here, so you'll be able to see, like, they're just burning away. It's in the night, so, you know, at times it'll look like a black screen, and then you just see it's glowing. We are a daily, every morning, balloon glow that flies in the sky. We actually are a balloon glow in the sky. We are the only balloon glow in the sky. And that's the beauty of being a part of this whole entire event, is to have that sort of a recognition. And, or just, maybe not the recognition, but just being able to be a part of that exclusivity, you know. We are one of a dozen balloons that get to fly at night. Well, it's early morning, but we call it night because it's dark. It's before the sun comes up. All right, here goes some green and yellow twist up right here. So yeah, so this is a couple balloons maybe taking off, or I don't know if they've launched it. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're looking at here. I'm trying to watch the screen through the screen. So we're getting ready to launch, I believe. And then you'll see us in the air doing a full-on full-on balloon glow in the sky. And what's cool is that we all, like I said, we have radios, so we can speak to our pilot from the ground. But also, they're listening in on the show. So they're listening to Art Lloyd Jr. and Glenn Moyer. And as they launch, they'll, or before that even, they'll tell the pilots, okay, we're gonna do an all burn in 3, 2, 1, all burn, and then all the balloons will light up their burners, and it creates a little show, a little display. Or they'll do it stagnant, like down the row, and then they introduce the pilots and the balloon in the morning. So then every time they do that, then the balloons will burn off one at a time. A little quick, little burn or whatever. Our pilot always does the dun 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 with his burners. These all. It's fun. And then I don't know. It's so much fun, you guys. Crewing, it's been an amazing experience for the last 8 to 10 years. Having this experience every year, I've always, since I was a child, our father used to take us out. I think maybe he took us to the field once, and it was so expensive, of course, but we got to experience it at least once with the family. And then the rest of the time, he would just take us kids out in the morning to go watch the balloons flying in the sky. And then we'd see them coming down in certain places, and we would just run over to them, and then we'd see if we could help. And they'd ask us if we could help squeeze out the air from the balloon or different things like that. And yeah, it's so awesome and so much fun, Amy. It's a huge experience. Serena already said, "Uh-oh, I already lost you to the balloons last night." I become balloony. I become a balloonatic during this week, where nothing but balloon videos all week, all day, every day. As soon as I get done crewing in the morning, I come home and eat breakfast, and then I watch the show, the show that we're in, to watch what we were where we seen, what kind of footage did we get. So I come home and I watch the Dawn Patrol show, but the whole thing, this is what, 3 hours, 4 hours and 9 minutes. So then I come back home and I watch these videos for 3 or 4 hours after I've already been out on the field for 6 hours. 10 hours of crazy balloonatic adventures over here. So that's what I'm saying. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you press the bell, and that way you can get all notifications. So when I go live, you don't miss it. Because I don't know when I'm going to get to fly. I would love to fly for the eclipse. I don't know if I'm going to be that one. I don't know if I'm going to be the chosen one for that. So, and if I am, I'll be so grateful for it. But at the same time, if I'm not, I'm still grateful for just being part of an amazing team, an amazing experience, and I'm sure I'll get at least one flight in whenever I can. It's going to be amazing. So when I do fly, I don't know when I'll be able to. I won't have too much time, because at that point, it'll say, "Hey, you want to go up?" Yes. Okay. Fill out the waiver. So then I got to fill out some paperwork real quick. I got to then grab whatever I need to, leave whatever I need to in the van, and make sure that that everything is good. And there's a lot of rules this year, so you got to be 100% legal and safe and all these things. Make sure you don't carry anything with you. You don't want anything pokey. I always leave my keys behind, because I don't want to have them while I'm loading up the balloon or anything like that. So, there's so many different precautions that I don't have the time to be like, "Hey guys, I'm about to fly," and trying to text and message and do some sort of notification. I'm simply just going to press that live button as soon as I'm able to, and then we'll launch. um, right here at YouTube. So I won't be going live this year from Facebook. Only from YouTube this year. Only from the Glassman's World. Because I'm really pushing the Glassman's World. And also I've learned that Meta and Zuckerberg, they are going to start charging for all of our pages. $29.99, I believe, for our Facebook pages. I've got like 30 Facebook pages. I will not be able to keep them all. If they start charging to use them, like if it's just charging just so you can be seen and top of the list or whatever, and you can still have a free service in using the pages, I'll keep the pages up. But if it's going to be $30 a month, I will keep maybe glass balloons up and the drop of water. Maybe, but that's only if I can afford that. That's a $60 a month payment. I got to be making at least 3-4 times as much as that in sales through those entities that I may be shutting it all down. I may just stop using Facebook altogether and continue working over here on YouTube, and then also going into other platforms like Odyssey, Patreon, D-Stream or D-Live, BitChute, Rumble, all these different ones. You know, there's so many different platforms out there now that Facebook is like, they're about to lose all their people. If they start charging at $30 a month for their pages, and I don't even know if they're going to be charging for their groups. Like, that's even another thing. So, pretty much everything that I separated on purpose so it wasn't just jumbled on my profile page is going to get jumbled on my profile page very soon here, guys. I don't know if there's going to be a way that we can separate it, like maybe through albums. You know, like we can share different photos for different albums, like The Drop of Water, Glass Balloon, Back to Nature, Badass of the Albuquerque, like all these different things that I have set up right now. You know, like maybe I'll just have photo albums where then you can find some sort of connection with that. I don't even know. If Facebook does that, like I said, I'm probably going to be done with it, or just using it for random blah. So, good morning, what's up? I see Tito's locked in here. And Rob, what's going on, Rob? So I'm just working on balloons, talking about Balloon Fiesta, getting all balloony over here. Hey, Tito, if you want to go ballooning, man, let's go. You'd have a good time, and I think you're up early enough in the mornings. We just got to make sure that you can meet us there at 4 o'clock at the meetup spot, which will be like off of Jefferson and by Paseo, somewhere up there. I'm not sure exactly where we're meeting, but message me, let me know if you want to join us this year, and we can get you on board crewing. And if you're with us all week, like I've been saying, if you're with us all week, it's more than likely you'll get a free balloon flight. So if that's something you're into, let me know. That's an invite for Tito. I know he's local here. I mean, any of my friends, they're pretty much welcome to join us. We can definitely use more hands on deck, and even if we have too many hands on deck, there's always, you know, making sure you have crowd control. We do the balloon cards, where we hand out the balloon cards to kids and families and stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot that's going on during the whole thing. So there's stuff to do for people, and including just keeping the crowd back, standing right there in front and watching the whole show as it goes. So yeah, it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. And That starts on Saturday, and the eclipse is on the following Saturday. And I think we'll be needing hands on deck from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The last 4 days or 5 days of the event, we may need a couple extra hands. I do have a friend or two that said they're going to come out on those days, so we'll see. If they miss their alarm. If you're not there by 4 o'clock, well, 4:20 probably. If you're not there and in the van, if you're not in the van with us by the time we leave, which is usually about that time, 4:20, you ain't coming with us. You'll have to then go through the main entrance, pay a way to get in. At that point, you may be able to then catch up to us, get in through the line, catch up to us, find us on the field, and then you can jump in the chase van with us. Then that's a possibility. So how many of y'all going to be going to Balloon Fiesta this year? Anyone going, or you just watch from the TV show like this, from the comfort of your own home, all nice and toasty, having some cocoa, drinking a beer at 5 a.m.? I know there's some of y'all still doing that. Like, I'm laughing about it because I know I used to do that. You wake up and have a beer, start your day off right, huh? Nowadays, I wake up and I have a good 4:20 morning session every morning, wake and bake. So I got to always make sure that I get that wake and bake on before I jump in with the crew and everything, because once we're on field, there's no way to smoke. Maybe we can vape. That's the one cool thing is I just got myself a new vape. So I may just be carrying around the vape this year. But then, there's all these new rules and regulations, it's like being in an airplane. It's federal, you can't be taking things on board an airplane. You can't take things from state to state or whatever. So there's certain rules and regulations that I'll have to make sure I leave things in my backpack or leave it behind or not even carry it with me at all. And just enjoy the day of balloonified, crazy antics that we know as the balloonatic. Balloon antics. They're crazy. We are so crazy. We're waking up at 3 a.m. to go meet up with a bunch of people to jump in a van like you're jumping in a clown car, all smashing together like, you fit, I'm okay, I'll just stand right here so we get on the field. It's so fun, though. It's such an amazing experience. And then I see that I didn't get a reply back, so I don't know if Tito's still here, if he heard that or not. But yeah, it's a lot of fun being out there and crewing. We do a little 5 a.m. laser light show dance party, which I don't know if we're doing the laser light show or not anymore. We're just going to have a black light. What we're doing, some kind of colorful light. We usually have music going in the morning, so you can find us. M6, come dance with us. 5 a.m. dance party as we're getting things all ready to go. Alright, there's another green and yellow. Let's do another green and yellow right here. Alright, let's see what time we got. 1:09 and 37 seconds. Because 37 is everywhere. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday, getting back out there onto the field. Like I said, if you're gonna get out there, make sure you don't wear any like open toe shoes or sandals. Bring them with you if you want to change into them later on. But in the morning when it's freezing cold out there, the grass is wet, and it could just be like moist from the morning dew. You know, and so you don't want to be walking in all that, get your socks wet. Maybe even bring an extra pair of socks if you do accidentally soak through your feet. Because, yeah, it gets cold out there, man. You want to be prepared. You want to do it right. You don't want to have those issues like newbies have where you go out there and you freeze yourself and you're miserable. Like, oh, I should have brought a blanket. Like, yeah, you should have. Because they're like $100 in the tents. Like, you don't want to buy $100 blanket with balloons on it. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to buy some amazing artwork or all kinds of stuff. Maybe you want to buy a custom-made glass balloon from this crazy guy named Dan the Glass Man. Maybe you do. Here, we're going to do 2 lines on this one. I'm going to make this one extra colorful. See, I would have been done already, but then we go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 seconds extra is all it takes to make it a little bit more colorful. So yeah, when I do that, I don't really feel like I should charge like $5 or $10 more just because of that. But there are some items where I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to charge more. Like any glow-in-the-dark glass, if I sell it this year, it's going to be like $50, $100, because there's no more glow-in-the-dark glass available around the world anywhere. So I can't get it. So I can't even replace it. This is the last bit of glow-in-the-dark I have, besides this little chunk right here. That's it. That's all the glow-in-the-dark glass in the world. I don't know. I don't know if I have the only supply of glow-in-the-dark left in the world, but maybe. Maybe everyone else used it and they're like, oh no. And maybe there's some guy out there that's just hoarding a bunch of glow-in-the-dark glass. And he never uses it and just got boxes and boxes of it for sale. And I haven't found him on eBay or wherever he is. Maybe he's in China. I don't know. So yeah, any glow-in-the-dark glass, balloon items and stuff, probably $50 and up. So there were 2 very lucky customers on Sunday last week. As I was pulling all of my glow-in-the-dark stuff off the racks, 2 individuals come up and ask, how much are these? And like, yeah. Usually I sell them for like $10. I let them go at the normal rate that I normally do because I don't know why. I could have said usually I sell them for 10, but now that they're not available anymore, I'd like to get at least $20 or 30. But I let them go one last time. So very lucky individuals there that got them for the going price of only $10 for the glow-in-the-dark mushroom. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't know if I even want to sell the ones that I have left over. I have a bunch of glow-in-the-dark balloons right here. Just right up here, there's a bunch of glow-in-the-dark balloons sitting right there. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking maybe I'd take them out there and try to sell them for $50 each. But there's no more glow-in-the-dark balloons. But is anyone going to really think that a little necklace is worth $50 because it glows in the dark? It's not a custom balloon. These ones start at 40. So I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know. Should I sell them for 50? Would anyone want one for $50? Just because it's the last one? That's kind of pricey. But then again, it is what it is, right? There's no more of its kind, so it's rare. It's a collectible at this point, right? Can't find them. Can't even special order it. Until there's another glass alchemist in this world that's willing to start making new batches of glow in the dark. And I think that the last company also patented the process. And I don't know if it's uranium or if it's phosphorus. I heard yesterday from another glassblower I've known for a while that it's actually phosphorus is what makes it glow in the dark. The uranium is actually the black light reactive colors that they started using, like all these different colors recently, and it's all black light reactive. And so maybe by them doing that, they bought up too much uranium, and then the pandemic hit, and then there was no more uranium left over. But I don't know about the phosphorus and what happened with all that. All I know is I can't get glow-in-the-dark glass anymore, so I don't know if I should sell it anymore. But I don't know. What you guys think? Oh, there you are, Tito, again. It's excellent. Thank you. Oh, you're trying to get down there with your kids. Let's discuss that all later. We don't need to discuss how old and how many right now. But definitely that's what I want to know is how old and how many. Because if they're, we might be able to bring them on and crew. Get them an amazing experience and not just waiting in line and oh my God, it's cold, Dad, why are we out here? Like, nah, let's get them the whole rock star VIP treatment, Let's make it fun and exciting. But yeah, we'll talk about all the details and all that later. Yeah, like maybe it'd be like where we can only bring the kids one day, but you'd be welcome to come out every single day because we really, really need the hands-on deck people that we can just train right on the spot and be like, hey, can you do this for me? Hold this way, do this, grab this, whatever, put this back in the band, like whatever it is. We need to make sure that we have some very responsible individuals out there that can help out. But also, I'll be bringing my daughter out. I told her she's welcome anytime that she wants to come. So she could come all week, but it's hard to wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. I'll be there every day, though. So you're welcome to come with me every day that I'm there. And you can meet us there. Like, you wouldn't have to come and grab me in the morning. I got a ride all set up. I'll meet you at the chase stand where the pilot's meeting everyone. And we'll all jump into the chase stand. So at that point, you'd have to leave your vehicle in the parking spot that we have set up, which is on a private, I think it's like at a private residence or a private property, basically. And then we all leave our vehicles there, jump into the chase van, and maybe we'll have an extra chase crew or two, a couple extra chase vehicles or two, that will also go on to the back entrance of the balloon fiesta, but only the van is allowed on field. We won't be able to get other vehicles onto the field until later, after the rest of the balloons have launched and stuff. But it won't be your vehicle. It'll be one of the other chase members' vehicles, and then we'll utilize that vehicle to transport people out of the park to their vehicles if they need to get home or whatever. Or we'll figure out how to coordinate it, like if everyone's going all at once and bam, perfect timing, we all go home. Or maybe some people are waiting and they want to get more photos, go walk around, enjoy the different events and activities on the field. I've actually just to let them, like, you guys just leave me. I will find a ride home or catch a bus or figure it out. And I've done that before. And actually, on one of those times I did it, I had my daughter, and just thankfully, my brother was in the area, leaving right there at Alameda, and was able to come get us because I thought that the buses were still running, and apparently they quit running. We waited for an hour or two up there at a bus stop, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to just get us home. Get an Uber or something. So yeah, that was kind of nerve-wracking because I was there with my daughter. You know, if it was just me, I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll just walk. It'll take me 3 hours to get home, but I'll just walk, whatever. Or try to message someone. But yeah, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. But we also went into the museum, and we got to experience the museum and have fun. And then there's a spot in there that they had like a little lunchroom set up. And they had all these like really affordable snacks. So that was a cool thing, was we were able to get like all these like $1.50 and $2 little snacks that you can't get that stuff over on the field. Everything on the field like $15. You want a burrito, like your burritos at least, they don't have $5 ham burritos anymore. I think they're all like $7, $9, $12 even. $10 corn dogs. Hopefully we can get into the pilot tent and get them Krispy Kreme donuts, and hopefully they make the breakfast burritos, because then I'll grab like one or two and I'll put them in my pocket so I can have them throughout the day. All these little tips and tricks and how we do it. And then there's no plugs on the field except for like, I don't know, maybe in like little rest tents or little areas. Maybe you can find a plug here and there. Maybe they rent out places that you can pay to charge your phones or something. I'm not 100% sure. So you got to make sure that you have like all your chargers and things. You know, I'd love to be able to bring my portable battery pack so we could actually have the charger out there on the field with us if we needed it, for charging everyone's phones. Because that's the one thing is, you know, you'll be taking all these photos out there, and then your phone dies, your camera dies. If your phone dies, you ain't got any way of reaching anyone. You're like, oh my gosh, now I got to try to find them amongst the millions of spectators. Good luck trying to find your people out there on the field. I've done it somehow, but I also know kind of where to look. I know where we kind of hang out after we fly and come back to the field. Because usually we'll crew, we'll chase, we'll get the balloon packed up, and we'll all come back to the field to then watch all the rest of the balloons, become spectators. And then that's when, you know, we can go out and get our merchandise, you know, get our collectibles. Some people want hoodies, some people want balloon pins, some people just want that breakfast burrito. Our friend bought a massage chair last year on the last day. That was awesome. You know, there's so many different things that are going on. People want to go check out stuff. So we do come back to the field. We enjoy the rest of the Balloon Fiesta events for the morning events. You're welcome to stay on the field and be out there all day, all night. Once you're on field, you can just stay on field. But we normally leave by noon and get ready for the next day and go home and get some rest. That's usually how it goes, guys. That's a fully detailed version of it. There's a lot of walking back and forth. We know where the good porta potties are, so you don't have to go wait in line where all the crowd is at the entryway. No one walks all the way to the far back ones that early in the morning. A lot of people don't know that they're there yet. They haven't walked around the Fiesta grounds enough to know, or check out the map to find out. Right away, as soon as they enter, there's a bunch of porta potties right there, so people just know, oh, that's where they are. That's the main one. Most people tend to go right back to those same ones all day. But there's bathrooms or porta potties at the end of each field, and then in the middle, like right dead center, right in the gateway opening, and then in the backside, kind of where the pilot's briefing booth is, way in the far back. All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, I'm probably going to let you go. It's about that time that I need to go check and see if my son's up, if we need to start getting some breakfast right now. I need to let these balloons cool down a little bit. I don't really have time to make too many. Like maybe I'll be able to come back tonight and be on the torch for a few hours. But right now, it's like crunch time. I got my daughter in the morning, taking her to school. Trying to get these to my friend today. I got to go check out the Airbnb that I helped manage. Got to go get my daughter by like 3:30, which it's almost crunch time again to do that. Got a lot of stuff I do every day, all the time. I'm always running errands and doing things, and then you add Balloon Fiesta into it, and it's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fit all this craziness into it? But check it out. I guess I haven't been showing y'all any of the balloons I've been working on or making, but there you have it. Hot air balloons right there. Maybe we'll do one more. That's only 4. If I do 5, that's $20 each. That's an even $100 right there. All right, let's see. Blue and white, green and yellow, blue and yellow. Blue and yellow is a good one as well. Okay. Let's just do one more. We'll do a blue and yellow real quick. I see Corey Kaufman is watching. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. And what's interesting is we got YouTube Live right here, and I have not seen a single individual comment here at all. Quite interesting. Because very soon I'm not going to be on Facebook if they're going to charge for the groups. So I do hope y'all find me at the Glassman's World on YouTube, because I may be gone from Facebook here as they start charging. I won't have all the groups. I won't have all the pages. I'll keep my profile if we can have free profiles, but I'm not going to be paying to have all the pages and everything. At that point, then it's just going to free up my life a lot more. Like I say, blue and yellow. And so, at that point, I'll just free up my life, and I'll just stop sharing on Facebook like I used to. And we'll just be on YouTube and a bunch of other different places: Patreon, Odyssey, BitChute, Dstream, Rumble, all kinds of new stuff out there. So it's all right. If Facebook wants to start charging and do that to us, it's okay. Plenty other places we can go. Zuckerberg. I wanted to call him Zuckerberg. All right. Blue and yellow. Almost like the black and gold here. All right, so we're going to twist this last one up right here. And you know what's funny? And I don't know if it's so funny. I was planning on making the flatback style pendants, and instead I just went off and making the global style, the actual round balloons, which I kind of like these a little bit more. I think they tend to sell a lot quicker than the flatback style ones, but the flatback ones are really nice as well. They really are. And they're super quick. Maybe I need to make one. Maybe I need to make one more before we go after this one. One more, and then I'll keep on saying that. One more. Hold on, one more. Hold on, one more. Hold on. You know, but I do want to make one that's got the medicine colors. I've actually been thinking about that for a while now. Maybe we will do one more. Just for that. Just because how it works. How I work. Like, alright, let's do it. Come on. Come on. You still watching this? Oh yeah. More Dawn Patrol. So I guess we went to another show? Or is this still live? We're like it's taking that long for us to fly. Have they launched this yet? Maybe this is the morning that we didn't get to fly and they kept us all on the ground and stagnant, so we just like waited around all morning. Like, no, like, are we launching? Did he launch? No, I see the light. I think they launched. Yep, we're flying. There we go. Floating away, sis. That's floating away, sis, right there. Floating away, and then sis, like your sister. That's a cool name, right? Floating away, sis. And they're all about the water. That's so cool. I love their balloons. They usually take off right next to us, but we moved our position this year to M6, so we're going to be more in the middle of the whole entire group of balloons, which is going to be perfect. You know, for photographs, we're going to be dead center in the photos. Good job, Rick. Good job. Saying good job to our pilot there, dude. That's a really good move right there. We'll definitely be in a lot of photos this year coming up, and especially with the eclipse. Oh my God! So I'm predicting that this is going to be the most photographed event in world history, guys. In world history, the Balloon Fiesta is already one of the most photographed events in the world, alongside with Miawa, and eclipses are usually one of the most photographed natural occurrence or celestial occurrences in the world. And when you mix them together, you got Balloon Fiesta with the eclipse on the last Saturday of Balloon Fiesta. Let's pray that we have the best weather, the clearest skies. Let's make sure we can see some stars out at that same time. And oh my God, it's going to be so spectacular. I am predicting this is going to be the most photographed event in the history of the world. As of today, as of now, so far. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to make sure that I have. We should make sure that we have the charger that day, so we can all have our phones recharged and recharged all day, all morning. That would be beautiful. So I'll be catching a ride every morning. We don't have our vehicle running yet, and we haven't gotten the new vehicle that I was thinking we may purchase here soon. Well, not May. That's the plan. And yeah, so maybe I can have that going by that time, by the following Saturday. Not tomorrow, but in 2 days. Not in 2 days, but in 9 days from now. Let's see if I can actually get us in a vehicle. And then I can bring the charger. I can, and I think I can also ask my rides to pick me up on that day for the charger. I think they'd be into that. Like, yeah, let's make sure we have that. Like, we need that. Let's have that. But we'll see. We'll soon find out. Usually, it all works out. I've got 3 individuals who are willing to give me a ride. We've got other individuals who may be joining us who I could probably catch a ride with. But I'm trying to keep it easy to where if they're like up that way closer, they don't have to come back and double back to get me. They can just go straight to the pilot, find the crew, jump in the van, and let's go. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this event since last year. You know, for the last few weeks or so, I busted out this shirt so I could put it on during these videos and show it off. And I've worn it out in public a few times. And that way I can talk about, you know, if anyone's going to the Fiesta, to make sure that you look for us in the sky, up in the air. You know, even if you're not going to Balloon Fiesta, if you're in Albuquerque, you're going to see balloons. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You will see balloons, that's for sure. Oh, who else is here? Oh, what's up? Millie Mills in the house. What's going on, Chica? Been a while. So we're getting ready for Balloon Fiesta. I'll be crewing all week, starting Saturday. That's what's up. And hopefully I'll be going up. That'll be what's up. Once we get up in the sky, well, if I know I'm in the balloon that day flying, I'll be posting up. We'll be going live, bringing videos up. So make sure you hit the subscription button so you get all notifications on when I go live. Because I won't have an opportunity of a warning like, hey guys, I'm getting the flight today. Like, I don't know till we're about to go up. Usually. You know, maybe sometimes it'll be like, hey, I plan to bring you up today with me. And like, okay. And then you just know at that point. But there's sometimes it's like, I don't know who's going to go. We'll bring you up. And then he'll just like decide right at that last moment. All right, get the paperwork signed. And then bam, up in the balloon. Up in the way, in my little red balloon. I think it's a little red balloon up in the way, in my little red balloon. It's some kind of 70s song, way back in the day. Alright, so this is the last balloon here for the day, guys. Because I need to actually get things going and go visit. Got to go have breakfast right now. Spend time with the family real quick. Go see my other family real quick. Drop off these balloons over there. And visit for a little bit. And then maybe have time to come home and have lunch. And if not, then I'll probably just go straight to get my daughter from school and head home and then do dinner. And then maybe I'll have time to get on the torch later again. It's going to be crazy. So tomorrow, about 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, I might be able to go live. Well, probably not till after like 8:30. I don't really know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch any balloons tomorrow. It's that Albuquerque Aloft is an event that they fly balloons from different elementary schools here in Albuquerque. And so there's 200 pilots that are registered to be flying from different elementary schools tomorrow morning. But we will be en route getting Luna to school. So I won't be able to just hang out at the school right around the corner from us, where I normally am every year, to watch the balloons either stay standing static or launching and taking off from Emerson Elementary. That's where we'll be, or well, that's where I'm usually watching from. I won't be there tomorrow morning unless they're still there and they're just keeping their balloon up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock when I finally get back home. I don't think so, but when I drop off my daughter, there's probably going to be a lot of balloons up in the sky everywhere because they all launch from all parts of town. That is one of the coolest events to actually be out and filming, because like if you're just driving around town, no matter what part of town you're in, you're just going to see balloons like coming up from all these different areas all over the place. It's going to be fun. So maybe what I'll do is make sure I have my bike tomorrow so I can get back right away over here, or maybe just start chasing a balloon or two if they're close by, try to help them land. I'll make sure to have my balloon gloves on tomorrow. I have special balloons, the Ultra Magic balloon gloves. They're made from a company, Ultra Magic company, and they outfit balloons. I believe they make balloons, everything, baskets, fabrics, all of it. And so Ultra Magic, I got my special balloon gloves ready to go, only used for Balloon Fiesta. The only time I bust out those gloves. A really nice, comfortable leather glove. And they were actually only like $10 or $20. They were actually extremely affordable. And I may pick up several pair this year. If they're only $10, I may get some extras just to have. They're really good gloves. I could probably use them for yard work and things. All right, you guys. Is this going to be the last one? Or am I going to do that flat back one with the medicine colors? I should probably do that one. I did want to make some flat backs. I should have make at least one, right? And I really do need to dump this jar. You see how it's all overflowing? All right, we're going to add the little dot of color here to represent the gondola or the basket. It'd be cool if I could leave them like that, all glowing. Like, there you go, the hot air balloon's glowing. Only with glow glass. And I can't even use glow glass anymore. That's sad. Okay. One more balloon after this, guys. Let's do the medicine colors. Hopefully I have these clips still. These flat. Woo! How hot is that? That's gotta be at least 900 to 1,000 degrees. Yeah, 990. That's right. Okay, we're there. We're good with that temp right there. Okay. White, yellow, red. And then we need the black. that it? That's cobalt. That's gray. Oh, is that it? No, that's blue. Cobalt 4. And cobalt 6 might work. Cobalt 6 is super dark. Oh, is this it right here? There it is. Alright. Okay. We go red and white, and black and yellow. Okay. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to do these colors on opposite sides of them, and then I'm going to switch them up. And this is going to be a flat back style, to where it's going to have the flat back on one side, rounded on the front, and then be kind of balloon shaped like that. Oh, and then there's the Star Spangled Banner. So then that's the opening ceremony. So after the balloons, the Dawn Patrol balloons take off, then they do the national anthem, and this is the actual opening ceremony. This is the first balloon of the day, which that day was, I don't even know which balloon that is. I don't know if this is the Krispy Kreme balloon of the day, if they sponsor that or what. All right, what did I say? Yellow, red and white. Okay, red and white. So yeah, like I was saying, Dawn Patrol is not really officially part of Balloon Fiesta, because this is the opening ceremony of Balloon Fiesta. And after this balloon goes up, then the New Mexico Zia flag will usually fly as well. And then all the other balloons get to go up. Oh, did I make that too long? Dang it. Maybe. Supposed to keep that short. We'll just have the red switched all the way around. All right, we got the red, white, the black, and the yellow. Here goes the yellow here, guys. And just like that, and we spin them up. I don't think this is going to be a good one for flatback. I got to make it those colors shorter, actually. I put too much. This one's not going to work out for that. So what that means is we're just going to turn this into a round one, just like we have been. I added that much color on there. But that's all right, but it's going to look really nice anyway. All right, we're going to spin this up now. All right, that's a good twist right there. Now we got all those colors all twisted up, as you can see. It's like a barbershop pole right there. I'm just gonna melt this down, and then we'll add the colors to it. You know, I'm wondering if I can leave just a little bit at the end, I might be able to make a round one and also a flat back out of the same colors. Which means we're making another one. Possibly. Let me see if I can save a little bit of that color at the end, because if so, I can turn that into the flat back for sure. So let's see what I can pull off here. You know, maybe that's what I should do too, is all the colors that I've made of the globals, the round balloons, or the teardrop shaped balloons, maybe we need to do all the same color coordination, but with all the flat backs as well. So then you can choose which style and have that same selection of color. So it's the colors that really attract people's attention to it and really like makes it stand out and pop. We're just trying to round up just the top of this. I'm trying to keep the bottom to where I can have this color here to use it. I'm trying to round up just the top here. You see that? I didn't really melt down all that bottom down there. We're going to try to save that. Oh, wow. We're running low on our clear here, huh? These rods go so quick, I'm going to have to go get more glass here soon. Right there. 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 You know, the one thing that I haven't made yet, I was really hoping to make, was balloon earrings. And I haven't been able to get onto that. And that's going to take time because then I have to make the French hooks and everything as well. Or not make them, but, you know, add them on. I probably should have just gone all the way to the bottom. Like, how am I going to save just that little bit of color on it? We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's the whole fun of blowing glass, you know, is you just get to play around and try new things out and stuff. Like, have I ever made a medicine color balloon? I don't know. I don't remember. I seriously don't know. Oh, and I think I hear my son up. Now I don't know if I'll have time to make this second one here with the flat back and the colors. We'll see. We'll probably come in real quick and say hi. I think I hear him, but I don't know if I hear his mom up with him too. I don't know if Mama's up too. Alright, let's get this one off. I probably should have just used up all the color. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to save any of it when I stretch it now. You know, I think my balloons got a lot bigger. Well, not a lot, but they're definitely bigger this year than they have been in previous years, I've noticed. Oh, I might be able to stretch it out. I see that color. That color is going to stay right there. I should be able to stretch this out, man, guys. Alright, we got a little bit of color left on there. That's the one we're going to use for the flat back. Let's clean this one up real quick. I think Mama's up. But he's talking to someone out there. Alright, and this one's actually like the normal size that I used to make them. That's the normal size right there. That's going to be beautiful when all the colors, when they cool down, you'll be able to see all that red, yellow, white, black. The one thing is these colors are hot, so they look a little different than what it's going to look like once it's finally all cooled down. So that's red, yellow, white, and black. And you can't see the red. The yellow looks orange. So it don't look like anything like what it's going to when it's finally cooled down. Alright. We're going to do the last one, guys. So to start this off, we're going to make sure that that's all pulled off, twisted off right to the very end. We're going to make sure we get this spiral to come out just right here. We want that to be dead center. We're going to heat this all up and start to spin it. We're going to melt this all back down. So I'm just melting down the colors, all the little rods here. We're going to get it all nice and smooth. The top is pretty much twisted already, so I need to leave that intact the way it is. But the bottom needs to get a little spiral going with it. So what we need to do is allow it to set up here. I don't know if you can see that spiral or not. No, it's too bright. You probably won't be able to get to see it. I don't know. Huh. There it is. Alright, so you can see that spiral a little bit. So I got to get the rest of the colors spiral with it. So now that it's kind of cooled down, we're going to heat up the back end over here where it's mostly clear so we can really grab it and allow it to spin. More towards the rod and not on the tip over here. And let's also make sure that this is nice and clean, punchy. You want any of those colors to transfer. Okay, now we got that attached, so now we're just going to heat up this back area over here. Hopefully we can get this to all start to spiral up with the rest of it. Mostly hitting the clear glass. Yeah, that feels good. Alright, we should be able to get it to spiral up with the rest of it here. Alright, nice. So that's more of what we needed the first time, was a small little amount of color. Like just a little tiny bit of color right there. And then we're going to mash it all down. So now we're going to make it flat. And this piece of glass is a little bit short to be doing this now, but I'll make it work. But that's all I got. I don't really have anything else to grab hold of. And the fiber optics, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the fiber optics in the glass. You see how bright that gets right at the end right there? It actually transfers heat through there as well. So I got to make sure it don't have that like touching, like have my, you see how it glows right there? You don't want to have that touching like the inside of your palm while you're doing this, because it will burn your hand. It's interesting how the heat will travel through the fiber optics. It's something that I've come to learn in just playing with this, the science, the physical science of it. It's quite interesting. I really love working with glass and learning about these new things. I see Diane Martinez is watching as well. Thanks for tuning in. We still don't have anyone commenting on YouTube over here. That's quite exciting. Good job, guys. You're scaring me because I'm talking about how I want to be more on YouTube than on Facebook. If they start charging $30 per page to run your page per month, $30 a month to have a Facebook page, I don't know if that's worth it. It's not like it's a website where I can take money and, you know, transactions and things like that. Like, I'd rather just have a website. Say you spend $30 for hosting, you know? Not for a Facebook page. That's dumb. I will not be participating in that. All right, here we go. We're going to flat back it. Boom. Just like that. That's how it's done. Just flatten it just a little bit. Make sure that most of them colors are all the way on the back side. You don't want any of those colors on the front side here because you want to have a nice clear front as a lens. So now that's done there. We're going to make sure it's nice and clean on the back side of the punchy here. We don't want anything to mess up our piece here. I'm going to bring up the kiln. That way it's not floating too low. 900 degrees. We'll bring it back up so it's in the thousands now. We'll attach the punchy dead center. Making sure it's not molten. We don't want to break that pattern off. Just want to make sure that pattern stays on there. All right, now we're going to cut this off right here. We're going to do a flame cut. We use a real tight flame here. A lot of oxygen compared to propane. It's going to get it super intense, really hot, a pinpointed flame, which I'll be able to then pull off the piece here from the rod. And here in just a little while, you'll be able to see me start to move it. It'll have a mobility here. It'll become malleable, you know, very taffy-like. And the hotter I get it, it gets a little bit more fluid and more fluid, to where eventually it becomes like honey-like. It's so cool, you know. It goes from like taffy, a hard lappy taffy, to watery honey, just like that. Where it just see that? It's so cool. I love playing with glass. All right, now I'm gonna melt this down here a little bit, but it really didn't need to have that big old chunk hanging off. I was just showing you guys how liquidy it gets, how gooey it is. And now we're going to come in here, we're going to take off a lot of this clear glass. That way we can round the front here. So now we're going to round the whole entire face of it. There's a little bit of a bump. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to round it down. And that'll also magnify everything that's on the background. All the colors that we put back there, all the medicine colors, it's going to magnify that whole entire spiral and really make it look a lot bigger than what it actually is. I want to make sure I'm not boiling the glass or anything in any way. Get it nice and round. We just let the flame do its work. Let the flame and gravity naturally round it out. Just getting that glass all liquefied. So it's nice and molten and falling into place very slowly. All right, and now we make sure that stays nice and flat. And round it on the front. So you see I'm flattening it on the back, rounding it on the front, and then you should be able to see that really cool spiral pattern in there. And that will then be the medicine color. So now I need to put the loop on one side here. To kind of look at it, like how do we want it to be? Yeah, I'm thinking of white. Yeah, just like that, white towards the bottom. Now I'm going to attach this loop here on top. This rod will become the loop. It's melting that down, but I'm going to keep it straight right here like this for now. We're going to snap it off the punchy just like that. Now that's pretty much ready to go as just a simple rounded flat back, but we need to turn that into a balloon shape. So I need to heat up this whole bottom half here so then I can stretch it out. And I'll use a little bit of some clear glass here. Actually, we'll use this rod here. I'm just going to heat up this whole little bottom half portion of it. And we're going to come in with our clear glass. And put my dot of clear right there. And then I'll attach this here to the bottom. We're going to let it set up for a little bit so it kind of solidifies. And then we're going to give it a pull. And it'll create that balloon teardrop shape that most people are familiar with. And then we'll add the gondola on the bottom. And we'll call it a day. It smells something cooking. I don't know what it is. It smells pretty good. All right, and there we have it. There's a hot air balloon right there. Little gondola on the bottom there. So these are a little bit different. They're definitely different. You just punch it up here so then I can make the loop on top. So I really don't know if these are actually quicker or slower than in the regular round global teardrop style balloons. You know, I'm actually thinking these may take a little bit more time to have to like flip it, flatten it, do all that stuff. And then I just clean up the loop here. Get this all set up and done. Make sure that that's nice and connected. There you go. That thing looks awesome with those colors right now. But this is going to look even better when we get the real colors to show themselves. Once it's cooled down, then we'll do a reveal here. Oh, gotta remember the punchy mark. I always forget the punchy. Clean up the punchy mark. Don't forget. Alright, now we can finish up the gondola. Alright, there you guys have it right there. I'm done for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'm John the Glass Man, and we're out. Laters. Thanks for watching, everyone, on Facebook. You guys have a beautiful day. And you guys here on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon, probably tomorrow, for Albuquerque Aloft.